following is a presentation of TFNN.
This story began on a nice Florida winter day, December 10th, 2005, when a lone fisherman in Mosquito Lagoon, out near Cape Canaveral, discovered a crab trap that appeared to have something caught inside of it. As the fisherman looked closer, he noticed that a baby dolphin was tangled in a rope that had cut off the supply of blood to the dolphin's tail. The fisherman cut the rope and called for help because he saw this dolphin was struggling. The dolphin, later named Winter, was brought to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, but too much damage was done to her tail, and it could not be saved. Now, folks, the greatest gift you can give anyone is the gift of your attention. And that is exactly what Winter received from a group of prosthetic engineers who created an innovative new design for a prosthetic tail. Winter, she's doing just fine, and her story of survival and success has gone on to touch others, many, many others. These are folks that need a more flexible prosthetic. We can't control the circumstances of life, folks, only how we respond to them. Circumstances are like the wind. Learn to set a good sail, folks, and let the wind take you to your dreams, your treasures, and your destination. Welcome to TFNN. We're glad you're here and you have our attention.
It is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, all you wonderful money masters and treasure hunters. Welcome to the April 26th, fantastic Friday edition of today's Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Rhodes, and I absolutely treasure your presence here today, folks. My outcome, as always, is to help you to become a better money master and to provide you with the tools that each of us need in order to lead an inspired life, because leading an inspired life, folks, that truly is what it's all about. So let's go take a look at one of our tools. This is the tool I call Questions Are the Answer. How about that? You've often heard me say that questions control our focus. You know, each of us, each of the people that we come in contact with on a daily basis has a primary question. And if you're ever in a situation where you need to influence someone, wouldn't it be helpful to understand their primary question? The truth is, the most important skill that you and I must master each and every day is the skill of influence. And the other truth is that each of us must influence someone each and every day. If you're a one-man, one-woman army, when it comes to your business, whether it's trading these markets or something else that you do, you need to learn how to influence yourself. That means you need to know what your primary question is. If you're a parent, you need to learn how to influence your children. Otherwise, they're going to simply control you or influence you. You get it. Each of us, on a continuous and ongoing basis, needs to master the skill of influence. Now, in order to master the skill of influence, each of us needs to master the art of asking a better question. And questions, folks, they absolutely are the answer. If you want a better life, all you've got to do is ask a better question, right? Ask and you shall. That's right. Ask and you shall receive. Well, if you ask a lousy question, you're going to get a lousy answer, and you're not going to like what it is that you receive. Let me give you a quick example. Something that came up last night. It's a problem that one of my daughters is dealing with, a problem that's going to require a great deal of influence. My daughter's trying to get back into a special teaching program up at college that she was forced to leave because of a grade point issue. Now, it's not that she doesn't know the subject matter. In fact, she teaches many of her classmates. The problem is she just simply freezes when it comes to taking a test. Now, the dean of the program is considering letting her back into the program, but the dean wants my daughter to write a paper about why she should be let back into the program. So the dean has a primary question. That primary question is, why should we let you back into the program? Now, in my mind, that's a really bad question, because the entire focus of the dean will be, why should I? Why should I? Why should I? And the dean is in control of setting the bar. It's like saying jump, and my daughter has to figure out how high. Of course, I'm her father. That means I need to participate in this project here. Now, what you need to know about my daughter is this. She's the kindest, warmest, most thoughtful, giving, compassionate human being I have ever encountered in my life. Her unconditional giving nature, well, that's her strength, also can be her weakness. Now, She's my role model when it comes to giving. She is so natural at giving. She's such a natural leader. She's always been that way. It's always been reflected in any team sports or any other function that she participates in. She has always been asked to be a leader out there. Now, that's just the basis. So you just need to understand a little bit about her background. If questions are the answers, then what my daughter needs to do is she needs to get the dean to ask a better question. But how do you do that when you're writing a paper? Well, I say since you're writing a paper, that actually gives you some control. I believe she can do that right off the bat. It should go something like this. It should go, I know that we're here to answer the question, why should Shay Rhodes be allowed to get back into the FSU Teach program? But the real question you should be asking is, how can you help thousands of students who need direction, compassion, love, and connection to achieve even more than they believe that they can achieve? You see, my daughter, if she is allowed back in the program, if she attains her outcome, she will be able to influence thousands of others out there. She will touch thousands of others' life over the course of her teaching program. I believe we need to get the dean to change their question, and we can do that by just simply, and when we do that, folks, well, we'll be able to influence the dean. So questions are the answer. Ask a better question. You will get a better result. You see, problems are just simply unanswered questions. So let's go take a look at the questions that each of us have here about the markets. Where are these markets going right now? We've got the Dow futures off about 37 points, trading at 14,616. S&P futures down about 3.5, trade out at 1578. I've got the daily continuous contract on my screen as we take a look at the S&P futures. What did they do yesterday? Well, you'll see a couple of red horizontal lines going across my screen if you're watching us on Tiger TV. If you're just listening in on the radio, maybe your mobile device at tfnn.mobi. This show will stream live to you. Just go to the homepage of tfnn.com. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see the button with 3 smartphones. Click on that. You'll see this show. What the chart is showing is yesterday, price got up in the ES mini futures, got up to 1588 and a quarter. That was testing the October 11, 2007 high. That was 1586.75. Did it and rejected that area. Also, up at those highs here, we've got that 4-candle, very significant reversal pattern. It's the same pattern that occurred right down at the lows here back in November, the November 16th lows. So that is a significant resistance area. That resistance would be 1593. That's the high from April 11th. You get a close above that, you take out a resistance area. That most certainly would be bullish out here. But we know that the ES mini is up against, all the markets are up against some pretty significant resistance areas. Could be another test of that? Absolutely. You know, it is so far not trading inside the low of that April 11 swing point. That low there is 1580.75. The ES mini starts to trade back inside there. Well, no reason for it to not go out and try to test that 1593 level. That's on your ES mini. Let's go take a look at the Dow futures out here. Dow futures really the same setup. Now in the Dow futures, we're taking like a same 4-candle pattern out here. The Dow futures did not get up and test its size, but the Dow futures well above the October 11, 2007 swing point. That number is 14,267. Right now you're at 14,600. I suspect that the first level on any pullback is going to be as the Dow gets down into that number. Whether you're taking a look at the index, whether you take a look at the futures contract, so we're taking a look at the futures contract right now, and set that 14,267 inside the futures contract. If the Dow ever closes back inside there, it will start to get back inside the lower part of its range. What we know that we've got inside the Dow is we've got volume off of the top. We saw that yesterday in 3M. We've seen it in Procter & Gamble, which has got an island reversal candle out there. We've seen it on so many Dow stocks. And we're seeing it on others as well out here. So the Dow futures, where are they headed to? Well, I suspect, folks, we're coming into that sell in May. So I would just be very careful. If you're long these markets, all you got to do is use a stop. Use a stop. That's all you've got to do. You decide where you're going to go ahead and put your stop out there, but I would absolutely make sure that you've got one in place. Long-term accounts, doesn't matter what your trading time frame is. Just make sure you've got some type of stop. A longer-term time frame, maybe you want to take more heat. Maybe it's 8%, 10%, whatever it is, but pick a number, go pick a spot, and make sure that you put a stop in place. Let's go take a look at the NASDAQ futures out here. The NQ right now trading out at 28.36. What do they do? Well, they were coming yesterday into, same thing inside the NDX as well. They're coming into that September 21st swing point high. That, excuse me. That candle's low is 28.52. What happened yesterday is price got up to a level of 28.54.50, closed back down below it, closed at 28.42. We've got a rejection of this area. This is a pretty significant resistance zone. That resistance zone really set up by that shooting star candle on September 21st, 2012. Had a test to try to get back inside there September 24th, but certainly during this trading session, this group of trading sessions from April 10th, the 11th, the 12th, and the 15th out here, which really set up that significant reversal pattern, very significant four-candle evening star reversal pattern out there. You can see right now, yesterday that actually was really tested. Didn't get all the way up and over the April 11th high. That April 11th high is 28.58.50. You got up to a high yesterday at 28.54.50 out there. That is in the NASDAQ futures. Apple is trading up about a buck here right now. They closed at 408.38 yesterday, trading out right now at 4.0. Actually, last trade just fired off at 408.38. How about that? So no real change out there. Let's go take a look at the Russell 2000. Russell 2000 has been the weak link. If we take a look at the futures, what happened yesterday is you got up just slightly above the 0.786 retracement, got up to an intraday high of 942.70, closed out at 938.40. 938.10 was the 0.786 retracement. It also was a test of that April 11th swing point out there. That low is 941.50. And got up yesterday to a bit above that, got up to 942.70. If we go take a look at what's going on inside the currency market out here, let's take a look at the currency pair. We've got the Great British Pound. Let's just pick up on that from yesterday. We saw that wide-ranging bar coming into that completion point of the 1-to-1. A to B equals CD. That was coming in off of the lows, or the 8-point is March the 12th. That low is 1.4803. Your B point is the March 25th high, 1.5259. Your C point is the retracement that took place through April the 4th, down at that 1.503 level. Now what you've got, you're up above the 1-to-1. It's going to do more than a 1-to-1. A to B equals CD, 1.5578. That's the next stop. That is the 1.272 stop inside the Great British Pound. If we go take a look at the Japanese yen. Japanese yen having the largest pullback here this morning. All that the yen has done is gone up, and it's tested that three drive to a top pattern. That three drive to a top pattern, it doesn't get too much more perfect than that. You know I don't like perfection, and this one wasn't perfect. I said it was just about perfect. It was extraordinary is what it really was. We're taking a look at three drives that you've got great Fibonacci numbers, 1.618 expansions really between each of the time zone swing points out here. You've got Fibonacci expansion, you've got time, you have it all that really took place here on April the 22nd. And for the last couple trading sessions with these small-bodied candles was just simply testing that very bearish, I do mean very bearish, three drive to a top pattern in the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. We get back, we'll go take a look at some of these stocks here, popping and dropping. We'll be right back, folks.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Now let's go over to the dollar, because the dollar is going to be the generator. It is the generator of basically higher dollar, lower market. And what the dollar has done, and this whole uptrend, folks, has just gone sideways. The way it works, folks, is this.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. With the launch of TigerTV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With TigerTV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
McEwen Mining is a high-growth, mid-tier producer in the Americas with a market capitalization of $1 billion. Experienced mining executive Rob McEwen, as chairman, CEO, and president, owns 25% of the outstanding shares of McEwen Mining and has put in place an ambitious business plan with the goal of qualifying for inclusion in the S&P 500 by 2015. With $70 million in cash and liquid assets as of the end of 2012 and completely debt-free, McEwen Mining is poised for growth. Production in 2013 is forecasted to grow at 24%, reaching 130,000 gold equivalent ounces. And over the next 3 years, McEwen Mining projects that their production will increase to 290,000 gold equivalent ounces, almost a threefold increase from last year's totals. If you'd like to find out more about McEwen Mining, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE or TSX under the symbol MUX.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen, live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den, absolutely free, for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Popping in the pre-market here, you got the leader in the clubhouse, Synaptics Inc., SYNA. They closed at 38.54, trading out at 44.89 right now. Releasing earnings that go like this: revenue of $163.3 million versus $131.7. Net income of $36.4 versus $11.4 out there. Let's go take a look at that stock chart here first. Again, the ticker symbol is SYNA. And so let's go see what this is going to be moving into. So it's got a nice price move this morning. Let's go see if there's any volume out here, if it's taking out all-time highs, just exactly what it is doing. So we can see here it is going to be dealing with, look, so let me put this on a weekly chart first just to make sure here as we pull this back. So we can see kind of a triple top. So this is trying to break out over a level of resistance that has been in place really since the 2007 time frame. Kind of sounds familiar with regard to our markets out here. We'll go ahead and put a black horizontal line across the screen. So what we can see is that this has been in a sideways consolidation here. Let's take a look at exactly what that consolidation range is, because if this is going to break out, this would be helpful to understand. So you figure the top of the consolidation range, we're going to round it up to, so it makes it easy for Stevie here to actually do the math. So it's right around $41, $40.84 it looks like. So we'll use $41 as the top end, and the bottom is about 22. I'm going to use 21. So we got a $20, 19-point trading range out here. I just simply go ahead on the weekly chart. That's what it shows. So we got 19.22 trading consolidation range. I'm going to call it a trading range, really the same thing out here. So if this is going to break out with volume, get above it, what it ought to do is come back and test it just to make sure that it truly is a breakout. So price right now, as I mentioned, last trade here fired off at 44.93. Well, that's well above this area. And if this is going to break this trading range where price will eventually go to, or the first target would be about $59. So that is on Synaptics, SYNA. I would just simply recommend putting that down on your pad. I'm going to do that actually right now. You want to watch to see how this trades, take a look at the volume, see if it holds this area, and then watch for it to come back. Watch for it to come back and test right around this range of about $40.94 or so. So we'll call it $41 if it comes back. Test that on light volume. That will be that would be a nice breakout. Absolutely would be a nice breakout, which has been consolidating since 2007. So that was on Synaptics. Let's go take a look at something else that's moving higher here this morning. That would be DHI, DR Horton. They closed last night at 24.53. Last trade just fired off at 26.10, so having a nice morning. Also out with revenues. Their revenues in Q2, $1.4 billion versus $935 million from the prior year. Net income, $110 million versus $40. The last trade, again, firing off here on DR Horton. DHI is the ticker symbol 2580. 2580 is going to take it just slightly above the March 20th swing point. That's its most recent swing point high. That's got 6.5 million shares out there. We can see here that DR Horton came back recently and tested its most recent breakout area. So it's got some pretty decent volume out here. January 29th, it breaks out with 22 million shares. Price came back and tested that area, so tested the breakout on February 25th, that it was 6.1 million shares. That 6.1 million shares even going against the breakout session, meaning the prior day where it broke out from, which had 6.5 million shares. So that was pretty nice. Again, we're looking at DHI if you're following along with us at home. It also went ahead, moved higher, came back and tested that breakout area one more time with 5.3 million shares out there. So now it has tested the last breakout area. This should have, well, we know where it's got good support. That support is going to be down at about the $21.35 range. So it's going to try to break out over its most recent B point out here. Let's put this on a weekly chart and see what this is doing on a weekly basis out here. Volume-wise through yesterday, volume was 25 million shares coming into that swing point high. That's got 28 million shares. So based on what it does on a daily basis, it should be able to even take out that swing point with volume. That sets up a move. 20, as you can see here on the weekly chart, coming off of the lows from 2009. We can see price along that C to D leg is on the inside. That says that the move, even though it was an explosive move off that A to B leg, C to D has been even more explosive. The 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD is $26.88 off of the highs back in 2005. The 618 retracement is $27.91. That is where DR Horton wants to trade to. We come back, we'll see how these markets are going to open here. Then we'll take a look at Baidu, Amazon, Silicon Motion, anything else that you'd like. You can give us a call at 877-927-6648. We'll be right back, folks.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives you Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. With Market Insights, nothing is left to guessing. With the market at record levels, volatility is here, and now is a perfect time to take advantage of a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights. As recently as March 26th, Tom advised his subscribers to liquidate their 4 short-term equity holdings, closing out all 4 positions for a combined 15.9% profit, and on April 1st, Tom advised his clients to sell their longer-term position in AIG warrants, locking in more than a 40% profit in just that one trade. If you'd like to see the kind of newsletter Tom O'Brien sends out to his subscribers each morning, then sign up for your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
No matter where you listen to TFNN programming, we want you to know you can always access your favorite shows on demand through TFNN.com. TFNN airs live programming every market day from 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. Eastern, and you can view each program by accessing TigerTV through our homepage. We even have an easy link for all mobile devices, including iPhones and iPads, located at the top right-hand corner of the TFNN homepage. You can use your smartphone to view Tiger TV, but if you don't have a mobile connection that can keep up with streaming live video, then you can simply visit TFNN.mobi in the browser of your smartphone for live streaming audio of all of our programs. The mission of TFNN is to educate our audience directly and interactively through our interactive website and radio call and talk shows. TFNN is able to teach all levels of investors the technical skills needed to trade in today's marketplace. In order to get the best information possible, TFNN has assembled the most respected financial minds in the country to provide the most current news and comprehensive advice available. TFNN.com. Educating investors.
Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're off to the races. We got the Dow up 16 points right now, trading at 14,716. S&P flat, trading at 1584. Composite down 6, trading at 3283. Russell 2000 down 1.5, trading at 938.59. Leading things to the upside, Synaptics Inc. up $6.47, a nice 16-point gain. Informatica Corp, INFA, up $4.55. That's up 14% this morning. Logmain, LOGM, up $3.37. That's up 18% this morning. QLIC Technologies, QLIK, up $3.50. That's up 14%. Thervance, THRX, we have seen that on the move before, up 12% this morning. Coinstar, CSTR, up 7%. Netflix up $2. Celgene up $2.50. Tyco International up $1.50. TripAdvisor, TRIP, up about 3%. That's up $1.50 as well. To the downside, Amazon.com leading things to the downside, off $8 and change. That's down 3%. Google down 740. That's only off 1%. Baidu down 7.5%. That's trading down about $7. KLA Tencor, CLAC, is the ticker symbol. They are down about $4.5. Covidien down 4. Perkin-Elmer having a little Elmer FUD, down 12.5% here this morning. Expedia, EXPE, off 5%. Hancock Holdings, HBHC, off 12%. Decker's Outdoor down 5%. Micro's System off 6%. Eastman Chemical off 3.5%. Let's go start taking a look at some of these stocks. Let's start off with Amazon. Amazon right now trading at 267. Volume yesterday as it made a move higher. Not bad volume out there. You had a 6.1 million shares that was going into the swing point that had volume. Well, it had volume up at the top of the swing point of 4.3 million shares. The problem was this the swing point here that's got high volume on January 30th. That top was not tested, which is 284.20. It was tested, I believe, in the aftermarket last night, but it certainly was not tested during normal regular trading hours. Right now, what Amazon has been doing is basically been traveling in this little sideways consolidation, which was really set up by a small sign of strength back here on January 2nd. Makes sense, right? The January 2nd area, you know that's what we're looking at as far as an area for a likely pullback in the markets, December 31st, January 2nd, because that's where we last saw the most recent breakout. And we can see that Amazon really behaving just like that, been traveling in a sideways trading range since January the 2nd. So far, volume this morning here, pretty decent volume because we've only been trading for 7 minutes, 1 million shares, but not doing too bad, just really trading in the middle of this sideways trading range, so not giving you a ton of information here, not just yet. Let's go take a look at Baidu. Baidu actually now the leader in the clubhouse, down $7 and change. So let's go see what Baidu is doing. I just have to locate it right here in my screen. It should be right around here. It's probably somebody's yelling, it's right in front of you, Steve. There we go. It was right in front of me. Just happened to be the last place that I looked. Baidu right now gapping down this morning, has got some good volume on this move down. So far, 2.8 million shares. It's coming into this area here where we've got some swing points recently. Back around March the 18th, those only have 6.8 million, 4.2 million on the 19th. It did have a little gap down with 3.5 million on April the 5th out there. There was a move higher, a little sign of strength inside Baidu that came in on April the 10th. But really, what Baidu has got a big issue with, it's got a big supply line out here where it has a large breakdown, which was on February the 5th. Price has not been able to get up to that level. I believe we have a confirmed A to B equals CD. We do. We've got a confirmed A to B equals CD down. That is coming off, and this is the daily chart that we're looking at on Baidu. You'd go all the way back to March 27th. That high, 154.15. That's your A point. B point is this hammer in Baidu that took place on July the 18th. That low is 104.04. Makes a retracement. Let's go measure that retracement. Looks like good old sweet 618. Oh, my goodness. You got to love that. The 618 retracement, 133.35. What it actually got up to was a high of 134.71. That's your C point, which is August the 17th. Your B point, which is the hammer, had volume of 10 million shares. On the trading session right here of both November 14th, that was 16 million. That was 10.3 million shares. The very next trading session, 16 million shares down there. When Baidu made a bounce back, it just came back to a previous area where it had broken down, which was off of October the 31st. So the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD. You can see, though, that objective had almost been met. $80.32 was the range. Made a low of 82.98 on April the 5th. But, you know, just because you got a green candle here this morning, what you really got is another gap down inside Baidu out here. So if we take this back even further, in fact, what we would want to do is go take a look at a weekly chart inside Baidu. Baidu here has got a nice, really nice Gartley buy pattern. If it can work its way down into about 69.50 or so. So that is that's the area where you might want to take a look at buying it, but you're going to have to really be careful on the volume, because the last volume bar on this takes you back to January 15th of 2010. That price point is 47.03, but a nice point 618 Gartley buy pattern that would be setting up on the weekly chart. If we go take a look and see where the 0.786 Gartley buy pattern would be. That would be at $45.22, which just happens to line right up with that high volume bar from January 15th, 2010. Again, that high is 47.03, low of 38.47. So if that 69.50-ish, 70, somewhere between 69.50 to 72, if that level does not hold, $45 and change is where Baidu will move to. Let's go take a look here at, I did want to take a look at one chart here, something that we probably ought to pay attention to, and that was Cheesecake Factory. Cheesecake Factory out with earnings yesterday and had some really nice volume in it. The volume at the highs here, 2.9 million shares yesterday. Now, combination. It made that little shooting star candle out here. The reason that we want to pay attention to it is because there is the possibility that this could set up a island reversal candle. If it does that with that kind of volume stranded up there, that would be a bad scene. How would you like to be? If you kind of put yourself in the mental thought process, you went ahead and you bought yesterday's breakout because of whatever was going on with their earnings report. I'm not pulling that information up here, but imagine how you might feel now, because you had plenty of folks that bought somewhere between $39.70 and $41 out there. And if you did get an island reversal, you might want to try to jump on the selling side of this equity. Get nice volume yesterday. If we put this on a weekly chart here, and the weekly chart, you can see it's up over its up over its highs. The highs out here, or very close to right now, being up over its high, is from February 10th, 2006. Make sure that's actually right here. 38.42, 5.7 million shares on the weekly basis. So we already have the volume covered. There was 6 million shares through yesterday. So no problem from the volume aspect of Cheesecake Factory. What you want to pay attention to, there's nothing bearish. That was a shooting star, no question, yesterday, and not exactly what you want to see on a breakout where you trade down and you close out at your session lows. But as I say, you always need to take into consideration draw in mentally where the bar had opened on that prior session, and the prior open, which was, the prior close, I should say, on April 24th was down at 37.74. So paint that in. It's still a bullish candle out here. It would become very bearish if you ended up getting a gap down perhaps on Monday. No island reversal possibility today out here. And quite frankly, from a bullish standpoint, you'd actually like to see it come back and test that April 24th area and just kind of close that gap. That is on Cheesecake Factory. Let's go take a look at, let's see, what else we got percentage-wise popping and then dropping that maybe we haven't looked at here. I would say Kulik Technologies, that's up 14%. I don't recall. Oh, let me make sure I was looking at the right thing there. Where's Kulik? It's up about 15%. So let's go take a look at Kulik, and KLIK is the ticker symbol. So gapping up this morning. This has a high volume low. Well, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. Okay, let's take this back here. This thing broke out. It does have a high volume low, so it's got a little bit of everything. Let's take, I guess I had looked at this chart before, but let's start from scratch out here. As we take a look at Kulik, let's just add the relative strength to it, and let's add just some moving averages to this as well. Okay, so we've got Kulik Technology. This equity here recently, let's kind of go back and take a look at its last breakout. The last breakout took place on February 15th. Nice volume there, 9.2 million shares to the upside. Price never got all the way back to test that breakout area from February 14th. That high would have been 23.93 on Kulik. It got back down to about the price level of 23.41 on April the 5th. No bullish candle there. Hold on. Not so fast. Let me see here. The low of April the 8th got down to 24.24. That high, 24.25. No island. I was looking maybe for a little bit of an island down there. None present. But gapping up today nicely, has good volume in it so far. About 1.5 million shares here. The swing point that it would be taken out would be from March 14th with 1.3 million shares. So now you got two signs of strength in here. This does have a high volume low, but that high volume low has been tested. So it's been tested. High volume low that I'm referring to takes you back to October the 26th. It was tested. That volume, by the way, was 8.2 million shares, and that got tested with 1.5 million shares. So that has been tested. No hammer candle Looks very close to it, but was not actually a hammer candle back here on November the 13th. Let's see what this is now trying to trade up into. See if there's any high volume out here. See if this even has a high volume high. It does not. Let me put this back on a weekly chart, see if anything pops out at us. Let me refresh my screen here. This could be forming an A to B equals C. So today, if this will close above 28.12, and right now it's trading at 27.50, it'll have the volume to confirm an A to B equals CD up. So it's got a bit of a ways to rise, but this would be a heck of a nice A to B equals CD pattern. That'll take you all the way back to its highs back in 2011, right around the $34.76 mark out there. Let's go take a look here. Let's see what else we have here. That was to the upside. Let's take a look at Coinstar. Coinstar's up 6% this morning. CSTR is the ticker symbol. And let's see what this is trading into. I have not looked at Coinstar here in quite some time. This may still be an IBD flyer out here. Oh, how about that? Coinstar. So let's pull this back. Coinstar is moving up into a big area of resistance here. This thing broke down big time with volume. I'll talk about some major volume. Let's draw the line across the sand here. We'll go ahead and put that in black. On the trading session of July 27th, moves down with 9.3 million shares out there. Was there any other? Now, that was going into, so interestingly enough, that was going into a sign of strength out here, which really did not hold. That sign of strength had 16 million shares. That took place on February the 7th out there. All that Coinstar here is doing right now with its move up is running into resistance. I'm using the actual candle session here, the low of that candle session from July 26th, which is $59 even, Steven. You can see how that level has acted as resistance, and it's really right up against that area here right now, testing that area right now. Volume so far today, not too bad, 642,000 shares. Last time it was up here was 600,000 shares and 662. So it's got some volume. We'll see if this thing can hold above the resistance line. That was on Coinstar. Let's go take a look here at... on the downside, Itron Inc. ITRI is the ticker symbol. That's down about 12%. Again, the ticker symbol ITRI. I don't even know what they do. Let's go see what Itron does. They provide metering solutions, meter data management software, and knowledge application for natural gas, water utilities, and so forth worldwide. Gapping down with volume this morning. Let's go see what this is going to trade into and where it may find support out here. Let's see if they were out with earnings. They most certainly were. Their revenues were $447 million versus $571. So the metering business down a bit on revenue. Income as well. Took a 60% cut on income. $12.5 million versus $36 million the year prior. So this thing here is getting hammered big time, and it's coming down. It's going to be testing this little breakout that it had here on November the 15th. So this is already back at its November lows. That November 15th breakout, 1.2 million shares, but in trading so far today, with only 19 minutes having elapsed, 243,000. So it's got volume to certainly take that out. Had another breakout area here back on August the 2nd. So we'll see if this area can act as a support zone. That is on, what is the name of this again? Itron Inc., ITRI. 877-927-6648. Pretty flat market out here. Dow's off 2, S&P's off 2 as well. We'll be right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page at TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN.
Tom O'Brien's weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, has helped subscribers for over 10 years navigate the high-risk world of exploring and producing gold companies. And now's a great time to sign up for a free month-long trial to see the kind of insight that Tom delivers for his subscribers on a weekly basis. Every Monday, Tom O'Brien issues a quick update on the metal market, giving you his take on the HUI, XAU, GLD, dollar, bonds, and much more. Tom follows Monday's update with a full gold report, which is delivered to subscribers Tuesday afternoon with detailed coverage of 24 separate gold or metal stocks, as well as another 10 to 15 stocks that he lets you know are on his potential watch list. Get your month-long free trial to the Gold Report today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Don't spend another year navigating the metal markets on your own. Act early in 2013 and make the most of your gold and metal market investments.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. As I say, a pretty flat market out here. Dow's up 10 points right now. S&P's off 1. Composite off 3. Russell 2000 down about 2 points. Apple is trading up at $4.13. That's up $5 and change. Google's off $6. Had a caller call in a couple times, and looks like he was not able to hang on. He wanted to take a look at Harmony Gold. HMY is the ticker symbol, so I can only imagine that the question there is maybe is this the time to buy. So let's take a look at Harmony Gold right now, trading out at $4.87. Now, what we've got out here, there's a red line going across my screen. Let me just kind of pull that back here so you can get an idea of what that is. That takes us all the way back into the 2008 time frame. Those are the swing point lows from November 13th, 2008. That was 547, as well as 549 on November 20th, 2008. Volume out there, 2.7 million shares. and 2.5 million shares, respectively. Now what we can see is that Harmony Gold gapped down through that area with 7.5 million shares. So gapped down through there with 7.5 million shares. We haven't really seen much of a sign of strength out here. It was a little 3-day reversal Morningstar candle formation. That really was April 17th, April 18th, and the 19th out there. So it says maybe you could find a little bit of support here down at that 457 low. Had a nice little bull sash candle yesterday, but quite frankly, you're still down below that, down below those 2008 levels. You gap down. To me, that's more of a sign of weakness versus a sign of strength. Now, what would be ideally here, taking a look at some of these mining stocks taking out, what I would be paying attention to on Harmony would be to see if you could get an island reversal bottom. That would be very bullish, so that would be one possibility. Let's go put this on a weekly chart, just kind of diagnose this from the weekly standpoint, so you can see even on the weekly chart you could have a island reversal candle formation. Not saying you're going to get it, but that's what I would be watching for. As one of the elements. Obviously, another element would be a sign of strength coming into the equity, and then wait for it to pull back on lighter volume. And if that's the case, then you can go ahead and take an interest in it. But if we do take a look at some of the pattern candle formations out here that have made some decent lows, well, we come all the way back out here to the 2005 time frame. So we're down at the lows of about 596 to 687-ish or so. You will see right here, you see this fork candle formation. That's the same fork, and that's on a weekly chart. That's that same fork candle formation that we have at the November lows, November 16th low area in the marketplace. It's what you've got at the March 2009 lows. It also happens to be what we now have at the highs. So it's a very important set of reversal candles out there. So, it's referred to as a three-river, but it takes 4 sessions here versus 3. So you could also be looking for something like that to occur. This was very close to an island reversal on the weekly chart. It just missed it because of the move higher on May 20th of 2005, but you did get a gap up on that following session. So that's another candle formation that you'd look for. You can see you had another one down right here as Harmony Gold was making some big lows with accelerated volume in August of 2007. But if you take a look at the 4 candle reversal pattern, that was from August 24th, the week of August 24th already. August 17th, the 24th, the 31st, and then September 7th out there. You can see a nice little reversal candle formation inside the markets out there. So those are the types of things that you ought to be looking at. This here right now not really showing you any kind of sign of strength at all, and could want lower prices. Folks, it is Fabulous Friday. I want you to have just simply a fantastic weekend, and always remember, you have an amazing power within yourself, and that power is so strong, it'll create a life of abundance, cure incurable diseases, build billion-dollar businesses, paint magnificent masterpieces. But most of all, folks, create fantastic, loving families. Thanks so much for being a part of the TFNN family. Have a great weekend. Look forward to seeing you on Monday.